What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Realistic Career Mode. It's episode number 18. Return today, there's loads to get through, man, absolutely loads. We'll wrap up the Europa League today, we'll play the last 16 in the Carabao Cup first, and we'll play some big games in the Premier League as well. Right now, we are still in the top 4 despite no wins in our last 2 games. So yeah, first game today, Sutton United League 2 side coming to take us on in the last 16 of the Carabao Cup. Let's get through to the last 8 winning with us. Come on, you cherries. Got to show pre-game as well, but Erling Haaland has just won another Ballon d'Or, unsurprisingly, at 94 overall. I think that's his 3rd straight in the save now. And, you know, in my saves, it's always Haaland or Mbappe. And then there's the occasional year where it's Vinicius. Like, you might win, like, 1 in, like, 8 or 9 years. It kind of reminds you of, like, La Liga. It's always Real Madrid or Barcelona. But then Atletico might win it. You know, just that 1 year where Atletico might get it, and that's kind of how Vinicius is in my saves. Almost like it's the Atletico Madrid of the Ballon d'Or, if you will. The others are Mbappe or Haaland, Real or Barca. Which is which, I don't know. But as Williams strikes, Nato has to make a save there, low down to his left to keep it at 0-0. Often say sometimes these can be the hardest games to win. The absolute dead certs. As things stand, the League 2 side holding us, we're still deadlocked at 0-0. This is embarrassing. This is absolutely embarrassing, and I am certain we're going to go out on pens here. Unless, there he is, Jack Clark, brought him off the bench. Beto holds it up. Dan Neil for the win, shot blocked. Jaden Anthony spares the blushes. It's a rebound goal, required to beat League 2 Sutton United at home by 1-0. This is an embarrassing way to win a game of football, but win it we shall. Well, so long as we defend this attack, that is, from this corner, which I think we will do. Jaden Anthony, not just here for the homegrown quota, but also to help us see off League 2 Sutton United in the EFL Cup as well. Jaden Anthony, well in, mate. So that puts us into the quarterfinals in pretty embarrassing fashion, let's be honest. Full credit to the League 2 side and the 4th tier team taking us all the way to the final stages, but we do get there in the end. Better late than never, I guess, and fingers crossed, with all due respect, we'll have Preston North End in the quarterfinals, as they'll now be the lowest ranked team in the division, but based on that performance, I mean, I still think we'll have a tough one against them, because it is indeed, once again, an EFL side. Preston in the last 8. And just before our game against Wolves, where we've now dropped out of the top 4, Friendroop is ready to become an official RB. And even though he is better suited to CM or CDM, there's so many players in his position, so he's got more chance of starting games there. As a backup to Matty Cash. We'll change the position. No overall spike, of course, but we'll work on his crossing because that's the lowest stat of his for a wing back, and also try and get that attacking work credit from medium to high as well. And by the way, for those curious, Lee Win, I mean, let's just say this: FC20 appear to have put him straight in the first 11 because he's up 5 ratings already just a couple of months. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Right, anyway, following game, Wolves, as we aim to get back to winning ways here in the league after none in our last 2 and only 1 point taken from 6. Trying to get back into top 4 with a big victory. Come on, you cherries. Wolves, obviously a newly promoted side for this season. Went down in Season 1, bounced back last year by topping the Championship. And if you remember, they only had 1 loss all season long. But it happens every season, though, you know, for those that don't play career mode. Basically, there's always one team in the Championship that dominates and sets a new points record practically every single season, you know. So last year it was Wolves' turn as Matheus Cunha, who we signed from them, gets our opening goal and his 2nd of the season. He was always going to score this afternoon, either he or Pedro Neto, who we robbed from Gary O'Neill's side when they went down. And Matheus Cunha hasn't really hit the ground running this season, trying to follow on from last season, but he's still an important piece in our lineup. Bournemouth in front inside the first 10 minutes. Oh, no, careful. Oh, Luke Cundle with a glorious little finish. And, well, Wolves back on level terms, and for Lunin right now, I'm really struggling to keep a clean sheet with him again. He had a run of like 5 straight, and now there's been none, I believe, in his last 5. Visitors with the leveller, and defensive woes continuing for the Cherries. Okay, gets his throw to Senesi. Filling in for the now injured Vinicius. That's a poor pass for Zabarnyi, but excellent recovery tackle on Hwang Hee-chan. Yeah, that Vinicius injury is going to hurt Lunen's chances of future clean sheets, because he, like I said before, has been our best defender since we signed him, no doubt. So to have him down for 3 months with the broken toes, Clark's going to all the way. Easy money to make it 2. Yeah, I don't think we'll keep many more clean sheets now in this run between here and January, but if you can't keep clean sheets, just got to score more goals. Football 101. There's 5 goals in 11 games now. Oh, for Jack Clark, answering his critics, namely me, after last season having quite a subpar return. He's already got more goals this season in the league than he had for the entirety of last season. You love to see that. Talk about coming out of the blocks firing. Even so, still leading by 1. And despite losing a clean sheet, I feel these points are going to be in the bag. They will be before the break, as Dominic Solanke travails it into the far corner. I must say, I love the travailers, man. It was you guys in the comments that told me how to do it this year. We're holding the L2 button and then hitting it with the outside of the boot. They look so sexy when they come off. 3-1, 2-goal cushion. Clark to Scott, helps him into the middle. There's Friendroop off the bench. And, it's a wonderfully played move. And Sam Surridge gets his first goal since returning from America. The hometown hero. Well, hero's a bit of a stretch, but he's got a goal anyway, as the academy grad has come back to fill the homegrown quota and get us a 4th goal in this Premier League win. Bournemouth 4, Wolves 1, and a big return to victory here. Moving on, next up, KRC Genk at home in Matchday 4, the Europa League group stage. Win this, and qualification is in the bag with 2 games to go. Let's go get it. Come with you, Charles. Like I said, this season I want us to win another major honour. You know, we got one last year, Bournemouth's first in history. Now we want another one. You know, we want to build on that. And based on the start we've made, why not multiple in a single season? I mean, it's very early doors, but why not, right? We've got a really good team. We've added to the depth. We're young, we're growing all the time. Thank you for the dummy run. And Clark, it's denied by Van der Voort. Why not? Why can't we win? I'd say 2 trophies this season. Maybe more than that, and we're being a little bit too greedy, but why not? Why couldn't we win a double this season, like a Cup and European double? Why not? And it's Jaden Anthony finds Solanke. Gives it him back. Gets away. Great run by Jaden. Pegs it across. Traore puts it just wide of the post. Gonna win that. Yep, win him. And Friendroop. Gets it back. I see Solanke in acres of space. Traore's there. And it will come to Jack Clark instead. And I absolutely love that, man. Hamid Traore. He's not going to get credit with the goal or the assist there. But, you know, sometimes, I often say this, like, individual statistics, direct contributions to goals, don't tell the full story. Without Hamed's positional sense there, we don't get that goal. Because he's able to keep that covering defender with him. And that allows Jack Clark to receive possession of the ball in more space. That's one of those moments there where it doesn't show up on the stat sheet. But that intelligent off-the-ball movement and positioning can be so important. And the advanced analytics will showcase that, but the simplified statistics that you get in career mode will not. Even so, it's Traore we also credit for that. Clark with the goal, Solanke with the assist though. And Bournemouth 15 minutes away from qualification. But got to get that clean sheet, which we haven't had for Lunin in ages. What a save, Andre. Andre Lunin, what a stop. And play continues. Hamed. Go on, mate, all day. And Clark is there. And Solanke's in the middle. Oh, it's a wonderful move. It's a wonderful build-up. It's not game over. Billing puts it wide. But we shall hold on. 1-0, Lunin's first clean sheet in a while, and progress secured. One more win, and that's top spot guaranteed. But at least we know regardless we're into the next round. Right, let's keep it rolling. Next up, Leicester away at the King Power, aim for our 4th straight win in all competitions. Come on, you cherries. Can we give Leicester some credit, by the way, for their performance last Sunday at Stamford Bridge? I thought they showed some good fight, man. They really did. And obviously, you know, promotion to the Premier League is of course their primary objective. But I thought they battled really well, only to lose it late, and showed if they do return to the top tier, well, you know, going for a bit of a rebuild there at the King Power. future still looks very bright indeed. Talking about bright futures though, how good was that Noni Madueke goal? Unbelievable strike after a nice bit of dribbling. Oh, Mads Hermansson almost let that ball go behind him into the back of the net. Still 0-0, but that Noni goal, oh, that was glorious. Well, that's one of the best goals of the FA Cup in my opinion. That was an absolutely glorious bit of technique and strike from range as well. It's been a tough old game, still tied at 0-0. I haven't broken Leicester down at all yet. With just 25 minutes on the clock. Jack's down the left, I'll get it to him. And to be fair, in a game of few chances, it's our best two players to combine for the build-up. Only for Matthias to be denied by an amazing stop by Mads. What a save by Hermansson. And, you know, so many question marks about how Leicester replace Kasper Schmeichel long term. Well, they're going to do so with a fellow Danish shot stopper who is a heck of a goalkeeper, isn't he? What a young talent he is, and I think he's got a very, very strong future in the English football game for a long time. Great stop there, still 0-0. I think there's a few reasons why Leicester went down last season. I think it's a bit too harsh too. Oh, Sutar loops it in to give Leicester the shock lead, to put all the blame on the goalkeeper role. But it is true, not having that long-term success for Kasper Schmeichel did hurt them, no doubt about that. But Mads Hermansson has won the fans over so quickly, and since coming into the Championship, he's been sublime under Maresca. Even so, Fox is in front. Harry Sutar, the giant, heads it in. And we look set for just our third Premier League loss all season long. Just haven't played well enough out there, simple as that. There's, oh, go on. Solanke just couldn't pull the trigger, and Hermansson, good with his feet, ends up just saying, stop passing out from the back, I'm going to hoof it. Still down by 1, and I think our undefeated run is going to end here. Yep, it will. Wilfred Ndidi kept onside, gets to second. Game over. Leicester leave it late. We scored 2 big ones and a big loss at the King Power. And just before our following game against Brentford, Hammer comes to us and says, boss, gotta be honest with you, I think me not getting games is starting to damage my career. So we see this a lot, you know, in career mode now. And I mentioned this before. I think in certain situations, it's kind of okay and kind of justified. And in this case, I don't really mind it, to be honest. Hamed has had a few minutes since coming back from his loan spell in Season 1. But, you know, a lot of his games come from the bench. And I think all 5 of his Premier League appearances come from the bench as well. So I don't mind this one. He's 25 years old. He's, you know, in the prime of his career, certainly physically and technically right now. And so I don't mind this one at all. To me, I often say it, if it's situation specific and it makes sense, I don't mind it at all. Hamid's going to go in January, and I don't mind that one there. I prefer to sell him outside of England, really, as opposed to a division rival, because I know how good he is. But West Ham is actually not an unrealistic destination, I would say. So I'd rather sell him outside of England. I'm going to stall the offer from David Moyes, but we'll see if we get one. And, well, there we go. Bayer Leverkusen. Xabi Alonso wants to take him instead. Champions League side, Bundesliga champions. I would rather sell him outside of England into a division rival, personally. So we'll try and get 28 mil for the Ivorian international, and that's exactly what we get. He's on his way to the Bayer Arena, and that's going to take our budget up to over 60 mil when the deal goes through in January, so looking forward to reinvesting that cash. Right, following game, aim to bounce back here and get back to winning ways. Brentford at the Vitality as you try and return to winning ways and get back in the top 4. Come on, you cherries. Solanke flicks it to himself and now finds Cunha. A nice ball through. Pedro running round and into the inside. Oh, maybe Strakosha should have got something on it. But it is a wonderful bit of technique from Pedro. So that's not the first goal he scored this season, showcasing his skill. Certain players, when they get a goal, it's often done with flair, a bit of spice on it. Pedro Neto has been that sort of player in the team. He's got a glorious acrobatic goal against Chelsea this season. That's just a great touch on the chest, and maybe Strakosha should be doing better, but it's still well executed. Pedro's 3rd of the year, and Bournemouth lead early. I can't really describe it. It's just a sort of player that, you know, they score a goal with a bit of flair more frequently than other players will. As Adam Hlozek says, sod the skill, I'm just smashing it. And the visitors have their leveller. Okay, alright, well, whether it's skillful, smashed in, or deflected in, however you get your goals, they still count the exact same amount. Brentford with the leveller. I say it quite often, but these are the games that cost you your objectives coming the end of the season. Never mind your your defeat against the champions. Never mind your draw at the Emirates. No one's going to complain too much about that. Oh, saved by Strakosha. These are the games you need to win. You know, it's the defeats at the King Power. It's the draws at home to Brentford. These are the games that you'll look back on if you fail to hit your objective and say, this is why we didn't finish in the top 4. And that injury to Vinicius can't be understated either. We're not a team that score many goals. We rely on strong defence, and so to be missing our best centre-half, well, this kind of showcases why we're having a bit of a struggling patch of form here, especially in terms of consistency, because we can't keep the clean sheets. Only one in the Premier League and Europe in, I think, our last 7 attempts. 1-1 draw, and that reaction from the fans says it all. These are the games that will stop us from qualifying for the Champions League. Needed to win that one. Oof. And, okay, well, this is not what I was hoping to see, but we might be going for a bit of a January rebuild. Now Philip Billing has copy and pasted, Control-C, Control-V, the same message as Hamed Traore. Well, Billing has been here for a lot longer than Hamed, and I love the great day. And he was big in Season 1, but since then, haven't really been able to get him in the team as much, mainly due to the resurgence of Alex Scott in that role. I still play him a lot, but again, most of his games, to be fair, do come off the bench. I like to bring him on for the height and the strength he's got in late game situations, trying to grind out a 1-goal win. So Billing is probably also going to go in January. That's a big blow there. He's going to be a big miss. And as we see a look at the academy as well, real quick, you can see the best 2 remain. Frank Ross and Ben McKenzie. Man, I'm so excited about him at left back. He's now got that high defensive work rate, so I might put him on balance for the remainder. And again, I know, you see there in the top left, and I've mentioned this before, like, I understand that balance does mean slower growth, but I still prefer it because it means that all the stats go up evenly, and it means the players don't become one-sided and just special players in one position and one role. They become, balanced growth means they can be a lot more versatile and adaptable, if you will. Anyway, following game, it's the penultimate game of the Europa League group stage, Nice away in the south of France. Let's try and get back to winning ways here after none in our last 2. All we need is 1 point to qualify as group winners. Let's get it done here with a game to spare. Come on, you Cherries. He's got decent drip, Philip Billing, as well. Nice little wardrobe on him. Yeah, it's one. I don't really share too many things about my my personal life, but it's one of the few things that, like, oh, Dominic Solanke, what a finish! I do have a bit of interest in outside of gaming and football and basketball and the gym and reading. I love fashion, you know. So sometimes you'll hear me talk about it. You know, I'll say, "Oh, this player's got a bit of drip." It's just through Instagram primarily finding this out, but yeah, do like a bit of fashion myself. I've got expensive taste, but not good enough salary to replicate it on myself, unfortunately. I live by the mantra, look, don't touch. As Nice find their leveller directly afterwards. All we need is a point tonight, but it's frustrating at the moment. I just can't keep a clean sheet to save my life. 1-1 already. The leader's gone. Oh, referee. And yeah, Lunin right now can't keep a clean sheet to save his life because he's missing Vinicius, as we all are. The difference this guy makes to our back line is unbelievable. I won't say I'm like massively into fashion, but I do enjoy it. And I'm certainly not a sneakerhead, though I'd quite like to try and, you know, learn more about the industry. I heard Jermaine Janus talking on the Peter Crouch podcast recently. Great episode, by the way, about his interest in sneakers, and Darren Bent, who has like a massive interest in them as well. I see the appeal. I just haven't. I don't know why, but the shoe game kind of thing has never really appealed to me as much. You know, Solanke bends in our second and restores our lead. Well, we're missing Vinicius big time. If this guy went down, our season would tank. I think it's hard to get too engrossed in it when you don't have the disposable income to take part in it, if you know what I mean. But it is still something I do find interesting. And oh, Cunha, what a finish! It's great how in this era, and I've heard a few footballers talk about this, particularly Hector Bellerin, and he's talked about it at length as well, how footballers now, they're given more of a green light to explore. I'm not necessarily going to say the feminine side of themselves, but things which back in the day would have been considered culturally unacceptable for a football player to show their interest in, you know. But I love seeing it now. There are certain players that express their style heavily on social media, and I think it's great. You know, everyone's got their own individual style. Some people are more flamboyant, eccentric with it, and I just love seeing it, man. I think cultivating that image for themselves and being allowed to do so now is a great way to show how much the game has evolved, you know? Well, I often say this, but in a European group, the quicker you can get through, the better. Sounds obvious, I know, but it just means that in the final game or two, you can rest your entire team knowing the job is done. As I've surrendered a cheap goal late on there, and qualification is in the bag. All we need... No, we don't need anything now. That's done. That's top spot in the bag as well with a game to go. So on match day 6, it's such a luxury, especially in December, with so many games to squeeze into one calendar month, to be able to rest your entire team. That's what awaits us now for match day 6 at home to Applewell. We can rest the entire team and still get beat 40-0 and still finish as group winners. It's a big luxury to have. And as we negotiate a £14 million deal with David Moyes, he's on his way to West Ham and the London Stadium in January. Tough sale. I didn't want to make it, but I had to do so. Following clash, Burnley away at Turf Moor as he take on last year's FA Cup finalists, so we'll be looking for revenge here. No wins in our last 2 in the league, though. Aim to win this and get back into top 4. Come on, you Cherries. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness gracious me. Wout Weghorst smashes it past Lunin, and Burnley are in front in 8 minutes. I mean, this right here is showing the importance of Vinicius. You know, our team is built on strong defence. You know, we have one of the best defensive records in the division, but it's not going to remain that way for much longer. I can't defend without him. It just goes to show you how big the Brazilian is in my back line. Burnley in front early. And no pen, no pen, no pen. Not even going to ask for that. Clark clearly just swang his leg into his man. Definite no pen. I'm certainly not panicking. Absolutely not. But, no, I am panicking because I'm going to lose my job. Spilling, sorry. Fires in the leveller, and Bournemouth have the equaliser in one of his final appearances for the club, man. True professional, even when you know you're leaving, still doing your absolute best for your organisation. Philip Billing is not subscribed to our anti-work on Reddit. It's 1-1 and we've got ourselves our equaliser. It's a very interesting subreddit now, with some very interesting opinions. I don't necessarily disagree with them all. There are certain things I do agree with as well. I mean, is capitalism in its current system ideal? Absolutely not. Could the traditional working way be improved? Definitely, no doubt about it. But some of the opinions on there are a bit too one-sided, if you will. God, I'm really getting off topic today, talking about fashion. Oh, James Trafford, what's he done that for? Capitalism and James Trafford trying to be the new Rene Higuita. Well, he's just diving headed the ball away for no reason alone, other than the fact it looked kind of cool. Pop it on Instagram, James. We don't blame you. Oh, keep it right. He can't. Oh, come on. Now, that moment there is what really annoys me. Like, seriously. That's ridiculous. Come on. Like, sometimes I don't get too mad at this, but, like, that's ridiculous. That's a moment there where the goalkeeper should be coming out. Look at that. He knocks the ball on way too far for himself. He should easily... Well, not easily. He should be closing down the angle there. And yet I'm holding down triangle and he's just stuck on the spot. That's one of those moments where it's like, it just gives the AI the easy goal. Granted, it's poor defending from me, but even so, I can't even give myself a chance to redeem myself there due to the broken goalkeepers in this year's game as Pedro Neto bends in a leveller. Back to square one, mood brightened. I have to say, some cracking games today. Solanke stays on his feet. Sam Surridge off the bench hits the bar, and Burnley get it away. Got Forest on Wednesday night. Tough game there at home to Nuno's side. Now, as things stand, going into it, taking 2 points from 9 and no wins in 3. Trafford with the save. Can we find a winner? Come on, one last chance. No. That is going to do it. Dan Neil launched it long, but the referee's not going to allow the attack to unfold. Burnley hold on to the point. And it's 2 points taken from 9 and no wins in 3 league games. We are missing Vinicius massively. Bournemouth really struggling. And as Billing does agree to jump ship in January, I don't blame him. We are really going to miss him. Next up, Nottingham Forest home after no wins in 3. Starting to panic a bit now. We desperately need a return to winning ways here. Massive game psychologically. Come on, you cherries. Oh, where you going? 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 Oh, please, please, please. Oh, how do you mess that up, Doxy boy? Oh! Come on. That's the thing, though. Like, when, I said before, like, when you are struggling, you overthink things. Like, how do I mess that up, really? How do I mess that up? Like, if I'm in form, that's an easy goal. Every single time that's a goal. But when I'm struggling for form, I overthink it. I'm like, oh, I need to pass the ball, and then I need to move it on. It's like, no, just hit it. Hit it, mate. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. It's when you're having these moments, see? When you start to overthink things. Jack Clark, right before the break, puts Bournemouth in front. Where would we be without this guy this season? Where are you going? Oh. Ah, Solanke, glorious, and Ahmed Traore. Just didn't hit it clean enough with the left foot there. I know it's the weaker left foot, but still holding on to that 1-goal lead. If we get a second goal, I feel confident. But because of our defensive woes, I think we might need one. It's not over yet. Yes, there is Morgan gives White. It's going to lever this, and oh, hits the bar. And Christie, if you can win that, there we go. Get it back to the keeper. There we go. And Lunan hits the deck. Knowing we're just trying to grind out this 1 goal. I've got no shame in doing this, man. I've said this so many times, and I'll say it again. It's the hardest FC, hardest version of the franchise I've ever played in my entire life. Never before have you had to see me try and grind out 1-goal victories as frequently as this. But, so be it. Needs must. We're almost there. As Christie finds Surridge and the subs link up. And that could have done it just wide. Almost there, almost there. Hudson-Odoi on the turn. Finds Nico Williams down the right-hand side. There's white shirts arriving in the middle. It's a great dangerous delivery. Dangerous? Dangerous? It's dangerous, is it? Well, it's cleared away anyway with John Zamora. That's going to be a foul on Nico Williams. As Bournemouth are just trying to cling on to this 1-goal lead. The seconds tick away. We enter stoppage time. Jacob Greaves gets up, and that's got to do it, surely. Surely. And again, Jacob Greaves filling the gap, and that will do it. Bournemouth, finally, come on, return to winning ways. Lord knows we needed that after none in 3, and a rare clean sheet without Vinicius as well. Let's do one more game and end on the game against Spurs. Sorry, it's not Spurs, it's Aston Villa. Aston Villa away, and I'll make it my final game today because now match day 6 in the Europa League group stage is pointless. I'll play it off camera and just show you the highlights, or the goals even, at the start of the next episode. Final game, trip to Villa Park. Let's get back-to-back wins for the first time in God knows how long. Come on, you cherries. Yeah, Matty Cash facing his former teammates. Tav facing his former teammates. Should be an intriguing battle. My games against Aston Villa are normally really, really fun, so hopefully... Yes, come on. This one will be no exception. And I often say it, once you've got one, you can build on that. Matthias Cunha fires into an early... Okay, all right, now let's get clicking, shall we? Let's get clicking. And Matthias Cunha, let's get a move on. Only 3 goals in 15. Let's get back to the consistent form you showed last season, please, Matthias. 1-0 up, perfect start. Now let's get an early second. Where you going, where you going? Oh, man. Moussa Diaby with the leveller. Villa equalised straight afterwards. Okay, maybe I was getting a bit too far ahead of myself there. As the clean sheet's gone early, as is the lead. Typical Bournemouth without Vinicius, man. We are... you've heard of one-man teams? Well, we're a one-man defence. If Vinicius ain't in the back line, don't bet on us getting a clean sheet. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness gracious me. It's embarrassing. How can we be so heavily reliant on Vinicius? It's crazy, man. As Moussa Diaby's going to turn the camera on the opposition fans. That is probably the biggest bit of shithousery you've ever seen in one of my videos. Goodness gracious. Well, we'll remember that when he comes back to Dorset. We'll remember that. Villa in front. Diaby's bagged a brace. And I guess when you're balling out like this, you can be a little cocky. Diaby absolutely storming first half from him. Because not only does he get 2 goals, he gets an assist as well. And it was me saying after Cooney's early goal, right, come on now, let's get 2 or 3, let's get a big win. Well, we're 3-1 down the break. Oh, it's just embarrassing, honestly. I cannot defend without Vinicius. He is that important to the team, man. Kind of reminds me when Kirkes went down midway through last season. When he went down for 3 months, we missed him badly, man. But it was when he came back, when we started to play well again. I have a feeling the same is going to happen with Vinicius. Once he comes back into our team, we'll pick our form up. But until then, it's just a mess. So Nessa over the top for Neto. Controls on the knee. Oh, wonderful turn. Brilliantly done from Pedro Neto. And Dominic does get us back in the game. Perfect way to start the second half, but we're going to need another one. Oh, Diaby has absolutely terrorised me in this game. And he's just got his second assist for the ex-Cherry. Showing no respect. Marcus Tavernier makes it 4-2. Well, I think he'll get some boos when he comes to Dorset alongside the man who's absolutely torn me apart for the housery earlier. I'm liking this thing. I often say, I get asked all the time, Doxy boy, how do you make RTGs more fun? How do you make them more immersive? Create rivalries with new teams as you develop. Aston Villa are turning into a bit of a rival of ours with Bournemouth. And this game has been feisty. It's been really intense. Oh, as Tav puts his man on the floor. And Diaby gets away. But this is the way I encourage it. It can make the game so much spicier and the season so much better as you look out for your new rivals. Everyone knows all about those European hangovers when a team finally qualifies for a continental competition but starts to struggle domestically. Yep, Bournemouth are getting their first taste of that. Just 2 wins in our last 8 games in the Premier League sees us slide further down the table and further away from the top 4. And I have to say, this is a crucial stage of the season. With the January window about to open, we're going to lose Billing and Traore as well. We're going to need some more reinvestment to pick our form up, I feel. But that'll do it for today's episode of the Realistic Career, guys. So big fan of watching, enjoyed it. And if you have enjoyed today's episode, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. I'll return in the next one with more big games in the Premier League, aiming to get back to form as we officially reach the halfway stage. The January transfer window will open with over 60 mil coming into our budget once Billing and Traore leave. And we'll have the final Europa League group game, the draw for the last 16. No, we won't, because it's a preliminary round, but we will have the FA Cup third round away against Sheffield Wednesday in our defence of the cup. Have a great day, much love, and I'll see you for the next episode very soon.